Myself and our great police chief,
Oh,
Chief Gullberg.
you
I
always
think I
say
said
that.
illustrious last time, so
Yeah,
you
I
got
don't know.
downgraded to
Yeah.
great. Just kidding. We are here today to provide some updates on what's happening in the police department, some trends we're seeing, some great work that our police department has done over the last few
Thank
months
you.
in the summer. And yeah, so excited to have this chat today and share it
Yeah.
with the community.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've been getting asked a lot about, really over the last few years,
Mhm.
probably since both of us started,
Yeah, almost 2 years
is
now, right?
yeah,
Well, for you, over 2 years.
over 2 years for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Almost 2 years for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
And there clearly have been some staffing challenges
Mm-hmm.
at our police department for a number of years,
Yeah.
and both of us have been very committed to tackling that.
Yeah.
And you put into place some new programs
Yeah.
and made some really concerted efforts to improve and some really great success over the last few years. So if you could share with us what the
Yeah.
numbers looked like a few years ago and where we are today, I think it's really impressive where we've gone.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm very proud to announce that we're at 3 vacancies. So if you recall, a little bit about historical vacancies within public safety overall is generally you're in the 4 to 7%, which basically means people retire or decide maybe this is not the right field to work for them. And move on for various reasons, and so, or you have injuries. Many of our members across the entire city serve, in the United States Armed Forces, so they get deployed for a year. So there's always some vacancy rate. But we, unfortunately, as you know, got up to where I think as high as 20 openings, and that's not acceptable for our community, and rightfully so. You charged us with getting that figured out, and again, I'm happy to report we're at a point where, I don't think we'll ever be fully staffed, but we're approaching those numbers where we're going to have the flexibility to make sure that we're serving our community within a patrol response and then our follow-up investigations. So with your challenge, I challenge our staff, and by the way, you often give me all the credit, and I appreciate that. But it's really about the staff, right? And we had members that had done some of that work, but also, as we've often talked about, leaning on technology. We brought in a program, ESOF, which is a backgrounding program, and bottom line is it digitalizes all the stuff that we used to do on paper, and has really increased our efficiencies and our work around bringing people in and doing the backgrounds and getting them onboarded quickly. So that's just one example of the work that we did. We recreated or brought back our recruiting team, and just that overall commitment of recruiting, increasing our efficiencies around the hiring process, and then the commitment we've made, and it is having its impacts. We've got a lot of people walking around. You've seen that, active in many training aspects, but our training unit is a little overwhelmed right now, to say the least, and asking for us to take a pause for a moment. So, jokingly, but we're excited. A lot of good work has been done.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive to go from 20 vacancies down to 3.
Yeah.
And I think, that example you gave is a great example of, I think, what I'm so proud of that we do here at Team Gresham and what the police department does, which is, trying to come up with how can we utilize technology, how can we do, we don't have endless resources, endless financial resources. So how do we make the most out of what we have? How do we, try new things, be efficient? And I think that makes us a really, great responsive local government because we do that.
Yeah.
But speaking of, we launched Safe Gresham 2.0 earlier this summer to, again, try new things, expand some services, to try to improve safety in our community. And so we've been doing that over the last few months. You want to talk a little bit about some of those initiatives?
Yeah, again, with your idea around being the most efficient, the most effective of what we have, and unfortunately we didn't have the levy passed, but we remain committed to community safety through that Safe Gresham initiative. And what we did is build on what we did the year before, but added a little bit or some tweaks to it. I know you're well aware, and I hope the community is now, our commitment to the task force. So we have the task force going on around motor vehicle theft, and then we have the task force going around the retail theft. So we've made a commitment to that. While we can't put staff there on a full-time basis, we do have people identified within our workforce that are liaisons to those and working specifically with the task force or the DA's office. to ensure we follow through with investigations and get the prosecutions that are important. So that was part of that commitment. We've also hired back, that seasonal work around the park rangers. So we have the park ambassadors now, we call them, and they're out there making our parks safe. And we've ran some missions alongside them where we have our sworn officers out there doing some extra patrolling around either Springwater Trail or the various park systems. So we've made a commitment to that. As you know, not only are we doing the stolen vehicle operation, I think you've been on a couple, to see what that looks like. That work, we're also bringing that into Gresham. So I often get asked, hey, it seems like you're a lot of focus on Portland. And you know that work does impact our community because they're not that far away. But what are we doing in Gresham too? So we are already planning, and we have been planning some of those stolen vehicle missions in Gresham, as well as retail theft, and just overall focus of things that like extra foot patrol in the downtown core area. And then where else we might do, like we ran some bicycle missions and different things to enhance, again, taking our current workforce and asking them to do more, and having them come in on their days off and hanging over after they've done a shift already. But that's the commitment that people have to community safety, around here. And again, we always talk about the great people we have, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very true. I'm very thankful for everyone in our police department who has offered to participate in these really important missions that have helped us recover stolen vehicles, that have helped us recover guns. I mean, these missions have been highly successful. And it wouldn't be possible without our police department personnel opting in and saying, yes, I want to do it because it's going to help the community. And also the partnerships, like you talked about. We are part of a greater system. We can't solve for crime alone and for safety alone as just the city of Gresham. We have to work with the sheriff's office, with the DA's office, with the city of Portland. And the relationship that we have worked on, I really think since you've started over the last few years, has really helped us be more successful in partnering, working together. Because at the end of the day, we all want to have a safe community. We might not agree on everything, but we all want to have a safe community. And so, those relationships have been really important. And the other thing, that's been really fun, I will say, to see is the launch of our pilot drones as first responders program. It is amazing what technology can do these days. So we can talk a little bit about that pilot, kind of why we thought that was something we should try. So, again, trying something new, and what that might be able to do for us.
Yeah. So first of all, I got to ask, did you get to fly?
No. They won't let me fly the drone.
Because they're letting you do like heavy equipment and everything else, right? Come on. No, again, going back to the Safe Gresham Initiative, this is another component of that, we saw an opportunity to again, lean on technology, leverage technology, and take us in a direction where if we don't have the funding and the ability to have more staff, what technologies will help us enhance our response, bring down our response times, and overall just provide a better service to our community. Well, drones are here, and they're here to stay. And really, drones in our entire life are the future in many ways. And so we already had a drone program, a very good quality program, well known throughout the state for their ability to respond to traffic accident reconstruction, crime scene reconstruction, that kind of stuff, search and rescue, you name it. And we took that model and said, what if we applied it? And we're not the first city, by the way, but we're the 16th. In the entire country, to a patrol aspect, meaning can we have the drones help our police officers that are responding to 911 calls or calls for service in our community by getting them information in real time, decreasing our response time to get that information, and then being able to share that information directly to the patrol officers that are responding, and what we've seen, and again, it's a pilot project. We're gonna test it out, see what it does for. Does it increase our efficiencies? Is it the right investment? It looks like it is so far, but it's really about providing real-time information, keeping our community safe, keeping our officers safe, and the ability to even what we call clear calls, which sometimes there's information that's shared by the community that by the time we get it, by the way, I think it's about a 7-minute response time right now that we have in terms of driving a car from point A to point B. It's about 2 minutes or less with a drone. By the time we get the call from 911, there's already a lag of about 7 minutes to 10 minutes. So you add all that up, and by the time we get there, they've already cleared. If we can have a drone get there, say that there's a report of a traffic accident blocking an intersection. We get a drone there in 2 minutes. We see that they've exchanged information and they've already moved on. We can now tell the police officer, you don't need to go to the next call, and think about what that does for our community.
Yeah.
So that's the future that we're trying to do. And it's really exciting, and they got a cool room and a chair that I'm wondering if we paid for or not, because I want one. It's like but I get it. They're certified pilots, certified police officers. They need the right equipment, but it is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And I heard that we might have a drone naming contest
Oh.
in our future potentially. So I'll be throwing in about 30 name
Oh,
suggestions. You probably won't
Yes.
pick any of those.
Yeah.
Not that creative, but
Yeah.
that's
Not
pretty
sprinkles.
exciting. It's not sprinkles. It won't be sprinkles to throw out. I promise you that. Well, yeah, a lot of awesome, serious work happening.
Yeah,
To flip
yeah.
us to the fun side.
Yes.
One of the things we've prioritized and you've prioritized is making sure that we're building a great relationship with the community, between public safety and the community. And recently we had National Night Out where we had some officers getting I would say splashed, but I think it was more than splashed.
Yeah,
I think
I think
dunked
so
on
too.
with water with some kids
that's
having an
probably fair.
absolute blast.
Yeah.
And that's important for our community and for our youth to see and experience a positive relationship and interaction with our officers. It's really, really important. And we have Splash Day.
Yes. Yeah. Thursday afternoon, and I think it starts at noon. It goes from noon to 4. But more importantly, I think there's a little police versus fire competition going, battle of something. I don't know yet.
Who's gonna win?
I don't know, because I don't even know what the equipment is. But I'm gonna say we're gonna win.
All right.
I mean, fair enough that they play around with water a lot, but that's their job. But I think we have a chance. I'm just gonna say.
Okay, you have a chance.
Yeah,
I like it.
absolutely.
We'll get Chief Lewis on next and
Yeah.
see what he says.
I'm not even sure I got anybody to commit yet. But I tried. And
We'll be
like,
there. The chief will be there.
I'll be there. And to your point, it's more about connecting, kind of humanizing. On a hot day, I like to get wet too. So, and I like to have fun, and I know our officers do too. So it's really an opportunity to support the community event, see the kids having a great time around water. And it's going to be hot. It's a little less than today. I think it's supposed to be 90 plus, but it's also shows the human side. We have so much great work of that going on. I don't know if we shared this before or not, but I know we shared it in communications. We had our members go to a local school and do the gaming, the live gaming stuff, and made a real connection. And I tell you, we're not much different, right? At the end of the day, we all want community safety. We want a safe and thriving community, and then we like to have fun and get wet. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm just a little nervous about their skills versus ours. But that's okay.
We'll see who wins. You should please check out our website if you want to learn, or follow us on social media if you want to learn more about Splash Day this Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like you said, I always say behind the badge, behind the uniform,
Yeah.
behind this, there's real people.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do our best to serve the community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't say we're perfect every day, but we certainly do our best to serve the community.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And so it's always a great opportunity for us to connect, any of us across the whole organization, to connect with our community members and just share our passion for Gresham and why
Yeah.
we want to serve.
Yeah.
So Thursday it is, Splash Day.
Go-
We think
go
the
police
police might
department.
win.
I don't know, go blue, whatever. Oh, everybody likes the firefighter, though. Come on, let's get it right. I mean, I get it. I wanted to be one, but whatever. I know those jokes. Whatever. Chief
It'll
Lewis,
be-
I'm coming after you.
It's going to be a great contest on Thursday. I can't wait. I'm excited for it. Well,
I always wanted to be a pro wrestler, Chief Lewis, I'm coming after you.
I think you're ready. Well, thanks all for tuning in for another Facebook Live with myself and Chief Gullberg. As always, stay tuned to our social media and our website to learn more about tons of community events.
Yeah.
We're still in the throes of summer. There's so much great opportunities for you to be outside. Maybe not today.
Fair.
Connect with other community members. Some great resources our youth services division has put in place this summer as well. So please check us out, follow us, and we hope you join us next time. Stay cool, Gresham.
Yes.
See you Thursday.
And hydrated.
And hydrated, yes.